Cool. All right, man. Here we go, man. This is this is the quarantine unboxing at its finest.
That it is.
Your boy Brocky's back, man. Couldn't stay away for too long. I didn't think we was gonna get something like this done because I wasn't planning on buying any sneakers, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. We got Joey in the building, my co-host. Was good.
What's good, Playboy?
We got his arch nemesis Donnie Green in the building. What's going on, homie?
Yo, what's good? The other co-host.
He doesn't deserve to be here.
Right.
This is a quarantine favor.
We have our usual behind the scenes, professional chuckler Mickey in the building.
Hey.
Yeah.
OG.
OG Mickey, the model of the Embrace, popular the Embrace t-shirt sweatshirt situation.
Nice.
What's going on, man? How y'all maintaining?
I'm good, man. Good. Figuring out this quarantine is showing me where the leaks in my budget are.
I can honestly say that between Tiff and I, we have isolated the gas and how much it affected our budget.
Yeah.
And it has helped sufficiently towards that student loan of hers. So quarantine is treating me well.
Hey, listen, you can't be 65 and still have a student loan.
Yeah, you can.
You sure can.
You sure can, sir.
Well, yeah, I think the Obamas paid theirs off while they were in office.
Oh, yeah. God.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I'm a little amped right now. Right before this, I got a phone call and somebody challenging me to a sample session IG Live battle.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm like, are you sure you want to do this?
That is fantastic.
You want to do this with me? You know what I'm saying?
That's going to be dope.
It's going to be dope. I ain't going to say who. We still got to talk about it. But, yeah, I can't wait. That's going to be fun.
That right there is actually one of the hip-hopist moments happening right now. The fact that you prefaced it, but then can't talk about it until it's actually put together.
I don't want to let nothing out before
you're officially a rapper.
I got to get the paperwork done first. I'm going to talk to Swiss and them and get the paperwork worked out. We're going to figure this thing out.
You're actually an industry guy now.
I'm getting phone calls. Ain't that a bit? That's hilarious.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Look, man, we all got some joints, right? I'm going to go first. I guess Joe or no, whoever. Yeah, Joe, you can go next. You got 2 joints, right?
I do.
And then Donnie, we'll save yours for last.
Right.
What y'all rocking right now, though?
I got on some Adidas Nizzas. So these joints right here, I like them just because they're real clean canvas.
Yep.
I've been I've been rocking my Chucks for a long time, and so I got the old Chucks, the bleeders, make your toe
chop your pinky toe off joints.
Right. I've had those Chucks probably almost as long as I've known y'all.
Word.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
I've been slowly replacing my canvas sneakers with some of these Adidas Nizzas.
Yeah, those look like some comfortable joints. They remind me of summertime 89 or something like that.
Yeah.
I will do something that I'm usually not in the business of doing, especially when it comes to Donnie.
Go ahead.
But I will give him credit for single-handedly holding down the canvas sneaker market for years. Because you used to have the Air Force, and like every canvas sneaker option there was, you've tried at least one pair of them.
Gotta try them. They're so simple.
Not always the best decision, but you tried it nonetheless.
Listen, but at that price point, you can make a bad decision.
Is it worth it?
Joe, what you rocking? Hey, I got a referee this situation today.
Well, I decided to pull out my Pete Sampras joints today, man. I won't be getting any. I had a plan to go to the Miami Open this year. It was supposed to happen beginning of May. That didn't happen, clearly.
Right.
And I don't know what's going to happen with the actual U.S. Open in September. So, pull these puppies out because they were on my mind.
Those sneakers with the red on the other one, those sneakers have Whiskey and Kicks background.
Yes, sir.
You know
Yeah, them joints look like the Air Pegasus.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was around that time frame. Yeah.
I didn't like those either.
So I got on the Nike Zoom breaking 2 joints. You know, see-through situations, beautiful for the. I'm not giving up on summer yet. You know what I'm saying? So I had to keep the feeling alive, man. Very comfortable. I love these sneakers.
Okay.
Mick, what you got on?
I got the Air Max 2090s.
The new joints.
Yeah.
New joints.
Nice.
Can you throw those in front of the camera without giving up your identity?
Yes, I can.
How's the heel on those puppies?
Yeah, those are hard.
They're really nice. They're really comfy.
Yeah.
Those are hard.
Yo, listen,
at first I didn't like the heel because I felt like it stuck out too much.
Yeah.
But once I put them on with leggings, I was like, nah, these are fire.
Those are dope. I gotta make a t-shirt.
I love those that Nike are doing, like the 270, the 2070, the 270 or whatever. Mm-hmm. I like them, but the thing is, I'm not a heel walker, so I don't really feel the full benefit. Yeah, so for me, it's mostly for show.
Yeah. I got a couple of 270s, and definitely, I'm a heel walker, and I definitely feel, you know what I'm saying, it works out with all the air in the back. Mm-hmm. So let me start this thing off, man. So this pair of sneakers, I think it was like my birthday, because I did the little happy hour birthday celebration for my birthday. I got twisted, and apparently that night I bought a pair of sneakers.
Apparently I bought a pair of sneakers. So this is the Whiskey and Kicks first actual whiskey purchase.
Whiskey purchase through and through. I bought a pair of sneakers. I'm like, by the time I found out, I was like, yo, I need to cancel these joints. So I hit them up, and it was like, yo, your joints already started processing. You can't cancel them, which processing usually starts like the day after you bought them. So they're full of it with that. But and I told Mickey, I was like, yo, when these come in, man, I'm sending them back, man. It's just budget wise. I ain't trying to be buying sneakers and stuff right now. And they came in, and I love them. So
I've never heard of a drunk purchase.
Right. So it's another Adidas superstar drink. Mm-hmm. Real basic, whatever. As far as the design. You know what I'm saying? It got the bright white upper with the off-white shell.
And the sole is off-white too, right?
The sole's off-white. I thought these stripes were suede when I saw them. When I saw that I ordered a sneaker, and then I was like, oh, they're not suede when they come in. I'm sending them back. But they got the size chart on the back here. You know what I'm saying? With the black in the back. So very basic shell toe. We call them shell toes where we're from. We don't call them superstars.
Yeah, right. I don't know what that is.
Very basic shell toe. However, this particular pair of shell toes has the orthopedic insole. So when I put them on, they feel like I got on a pair of Yeezys or something.
Yeah.
They're not like the typical shell toe Adidas. Shell toes are not like uncomfortable, but they're not the typical shell toe Adidas. They're very, very comfortable.
So the first thing I have to ask is, what's up with that tongue? Because it looks like there's some padding in that tongue.
No, not really. But it is some real leather. Not some nonsense. You can see the wrinkle of the leather inside the tongue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why it looks like that. It is a little cush. Maybe it's more cush than my other ones, but it's not extra padding though.
Listen, I love shell toes. My other shell toes are the tuxedo joints I got, the black and white ones. The only thing that I hate about shell toes is not actually the shell toe. It's my foot. It's 13s. And them bad boys look terrible on my big foot.
Right, like some K-Swiss or something.
Yeah. But I love those shell toes. And right now, Adidas is dropping a whole bunch of different colorways and stuff in the shell toes.
Yeah.
These joints is
Can't
hard.
take advantage.
These joints are hard. And I'm going to wear them for this. I got an upcoming photo shoot that I'm doing for a T-shirt that I'm going to do. So I got this little T-shirt right here. This is the old fashioned.
Y'all need models?
Huh? No, they don't.
Y'all need models?
He does not.
I have a model lined up, and she's gonna wear this.
Okay, I'm good.
It's crop top. So if you're
I'm
interested,
good.
let me know.
I'm good.
There's a crop top model option.
Hey, listen, hey, Joe, don't sleep. I got a picture of you in a New York Giants crop top.
That's very true.
And I've got one of you in an Eagles, sir. Let's not get
Very
it
true. A lot of bets.
We're 1 for 1 in the crop top world.
So yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm pleased with them. I'm happy they staying. They're not going
Nice. Yeah.
I like the swapping of the play with the off-white and then the white, and then so is that like a what do they call it? Most sneakers call it like a sail, the color on the actual the 3 stripes.
Oh.
Is that kind of like, it's not like grayish, but then it's not like off-white, but it's
it's a mix. It's in between. It's in between.
That sail.
You know what I mean? So yeah, they don't call it that on the box, but yeah, it's like a little in between situation.
Yeah.
So yet another pair of shell toes for the boy. Some more Adidas. I can never have enough. And the photo shoot should be really dope with those. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
So what you got, baby?
So I got 2 joints. One is Kennedy's. I like to have mine up there. And she purchased herself the Sakai Nike waffles. Now
it's hard.
You know, they're around, they've been moving around for a lot. I didn't realize all of the detail in these joints until she copped them. So the little lip thing in the back, it's really interesting. This is a nubuck suede in the back.
Okay.
Where that's a raw suede in the front.
Oh, okay. All right, that's interesting. Dope.
And the green is it's not nubuck. Well, it's a nubuck suede right there, that green part. And then the same thing on the heel, it's the opposite. It's raw. So wherever there's raw and nubuck, they reverse it on both sides. And the same thing happens right here with the laces.
I was just about to ask about that part.
The Nike signs are both leather, but the orange is thinner than the black one. And so the orange that lays over top of it while it's leather, it's like paper thin, where the black one has, is layered, it's thicker.
Okay.
And then
because I can see the light bouncing off the black a little bit more.
And then the actual, that's netting.
Oh, so you can see through it.
Oh yeah.
It came with the fat laces? Are those fat laces?
There are 2 laces. I'm gonna try and bring it closer to see if the colors change. Yeah, so there's a gray lace and a white lace. And she decided to keep them double laced, which is a dope touch.
Yep.
And then you also have 2 actual tongues.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and they're 2 tongues all the way through. Like
all the way through.
Let's see if I can get
I never knew that about that sneaker.
Me either. Never knew that. And I've been interested in these sneakers for a long time.
Same here. Yeah, I like the design. The design is dope.
Yep.
So Sakai is actually a Japanese label, and it's a female who owns the label, and she's the one that designed these with Nike. So these and the blue, red, and yellow ones were the first installation. Then they had the black and white ones, where the white with gray and then black with like a gray. And then they just did. They're about to come out again with just all black and all white. Nice. And I think you showed us something earlier today, but so yeah, they got those are the Sakais that Kennedy picked up.
Yeah, those are hard. I love the colors on them joints.
Yeah. And then
they probably look crazy dope on their feet too. They're so small.
Yeah, they nuts, man. Lastly was a pickup. It wasn't a drunk pickup because I've never been drunk. But on my birthday, it was a daggone and I need to cop some sneakers pickup.
Right.
And so
this is a quarantine pick.
This is a quarantine pick, but it is part 2 of a quarantine pick. The first pair I got from the GOAT was a pair of Easter colored Air Max. And they were
Continue.
Females, and I stumbled on them. Well, then when I went to go get them off of Nike.com, they were gone. And it appears Nike pulled them and you couldn't find them anywhere, but they had the pairs that they originally sold on the GOAT. So when I went and got them on the GOAT, I ordered a 10.5 in men's. Well, when they got to me, they sent me a 10.5 in women's. So crushed me. I had to send them back. But my the ones that I wanted as my backup were these. And these are the these are the Olympic ring Air Maxes. So they released one color for each of the Olympic colors of each of the colors in the Olympic ring for release in July.
That's hard.
Now, we don't know if we're actually going to have the Summer Olympics, but I got my Summer Olympics.
Right. Yeah.
Regardless.
My mind is in straight T-shirt mode with that little tab right there.
Sir, I ordered the 14th Street quarantine T-shirt from you because the yellow was going to play off of that yellow line you have right down the center.
Got it covered.
You'll get that picture in a moment. So there's a few different textures on it, obviously. This is pure suede. Even all three levels of it here, 1, 2, 3 are all suede. Then you've got the netting, and then you've got the yellow, which is like a plastic, but that's 3M, as usual. So these two joints are 3M. And then you just got the regular little accents around that they did a nice little touch of still putting gold accents on here, even though it's a yellow sneaker primarily. And then it came with this little Nike pin.
Okay.
Trying to get it out of the sun, whatever.
That's all good.
Just and then yeah. So it's a solid cop. I like it because it being all yellow and white, I could do a lot with it through different seasons. And yeah, man.
Is that gray or white on the inside of the bubble?
Gray.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they went gray inside, but white obviously for the sole all the way around.
And the three suede stripes, are those the same color or do they change tone and colors a little bit?
Nope, they're the same color.
Okay, all right.
So it ends up giving the sneaker like 3 different shades of yellow or like a gold.
Right.
All the way through.
Those are dope, son.
And then the Nike sign in there is stitched in, that stitched Nike sign and this Nike sign are actually stitched in gold.
Angle it a little bit. Okay. Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that plays well.
That's perfect. Like you can see the difference.
What's the little thing above the Nike sign right there?
Oh no, that's just a piece of paper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are tough, son.
So you see the 3 different textures and then they show up.
Those are 97s, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So
yeah, man, that was the pickup.
Yeah, that was nice.
The other ones that you wanted to get, are those not the ones that Cat posted the other day, are they?
No. So the ones Cat posted the other day were my backup to these.
Okay, yeah, those right there.
Backup to the backup.
Yeah, you always got to. Because I was locked into a pay. I had already paid. So the GOAT, when they send you when you return, they don't give you your money back. They just give you a credit.
Even on their mistake.
Wow. Like, we got the bread, baby. That ain't going nowhere
at all. Find you something else.
Yeah, we got a lot here.
You got it.
Look around the store. You'll find something.
Right. So yeah, man, that's me.
All right.
Nikki, you in the Air Max at all?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, you got Air Maxes over there, right?
Yeah.
Well, you got the 2090s or whatever, but I was just curious if you had anything else. Donnie, what you got, man?
All right. So I had been online, just perusing, and I kept coming across these shoes that were really dope, and just a category of shoes that was really dope. But I was like, yo, I don't know. So they were trail shoes. I kept seeing these trail shoes with these nice colorways and everything. And so I was talking to Joe about it. I was like, yo, they keep coming my way. I'm gonna pull the trigger on a trail shoe.
Before you pull those up, let me give the people a little background. We might have done this before. Donnie is the the functional fashion crossroads person of our crew. Joe buys stuff completely for fashion. I buy stuff for like comfort and fashion. So I'm getting into the functional part. Donnie is like, I am buying a Himalayan rock climbing shoe tomorrow.
Because I'm going rock climbing.
Because I'm going rock climbing in the Himalayas next month. So that's what Donnie's about.
So I will also point out that Donnie, when he purchases these things for their actual use, he pays top dollar because he wants the best reason. Me, on the other hand, I pay top dollar for the fashion version, and then when I need to actually functionally use something, I go to the outlet.
Right, for basketball or something. But anyway, go ahead, Donnie.
Yeah.
So, is that accurate? Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's a little accurate. I also like a nice fashion sneaker as well.
Well, that's why I said you're the crossroads.
Yeah. So I'm on both sides of that. Yep. No, you're absolutely right. I believe in you have to have the right tool for the right job. And I'll go out and get that rock climbing shoe because I'm going rock climbing for one time.
Yeah.
Right.
So all right, so here we go. So these are some New Balance Pieros.
Are crazy, son.
Those are
These
tough.
joints, man. So this is a royal gold with a neoclassic blue, right? With the foam, with the fresh foam. Now, what's funny, I didn't know about this earlier, but the fresh foam, all these little divots is not just for design, it's for the comfort. When you crush down, you see how they kind of give into the
collapse a little bit.
Yeah, they collapse like that.
That reminds me of Adidas 4D.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pretty comfortable. This fresh foam was pretty comfortable. On the back here, they have like this. This is a synthetic leather that they have back here.
Okay.
And then this right here, then they have a mesh, this gold mesh that's really soft to the touch.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then on the toe here, they call this Phantom, and it's rubberized right here to kind of protect your toe. And it actually says that, just in case you don't know why, it just says protect, toe protect.
Toe protect.
Yeah. So little N over there for the New Balance on the side, on the lateral side, again, this the New Balance rubberized right here. And then it has this protection, I guess, when you're walking, rocks and things like that, kind of keep that out of your shoe.
The tongue is attached, right?
No. So this mesh is right here. The tongue is right
here.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forgive me, sir.
Yes. So the tongue is mesh as well, has a mesh tongue, and then this top layer right here is mesh.
The red tab on the back, what is that?
This is just a texture, like a textile. Yeah. Pull tab. And it's got a plastic on it too.
Oh, okay.
Okay, got you.
It looks like that back heel, like right inside of there. Does that like wrap around your heel?
On the inside?
On the inside. Like I was looking inside of the shoe.
Oh, no. Don't look inside the shoe,
in that part. Does it?
Don't look inside the shoe. Yes, it does. It has a nice, it really hugs your
that's what I mean.
To keep it cupped in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really nice. It's comfortable shoe. And then of course on the bottom, it's got the Vibram sole for the ultimate grip.
Yeah.
That grip is phenomenal.
Pause. Right.
Yeah. So but yeah, and then it has these the shoelaces, red, white, and blue.
Yeah. You got some yellow in there too, don't you? Or is that just
it's just red, white, and blue.
It's just red, yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So
their accent game with the red on that sneaker,
it's tough.
It's out of there. Yeah, them points are nuts.
Yeah. Also, one of the things that really caught my eye was in the midsole, how they paint the fresh foam blue.
Yeah.
So I was just about to ask that because what I like the most is how they've figured a way of getting that blue to like fade into the white. Yeah. Right. And then in the front, it looks like that meshing does the same thing with the rubber, and that's really dope. Where they meet, it kind of.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Hold on, Joe. Let me explain it for you. As like Raekwon would say, the blue kind of mobilizes into the rubber. Mobilize, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Hey, look, when I first saw them, I thought that they actually had two pieces of fresh foam instead of painting it. I thought it was like another fresh foam there in blue. I was like, oh wow.
So let me ask you: is fresh foam their technology?
New Balances, yeah.
Is New Balance technology for the rubber and stuff? So how does it play up against Boost? And I know the answer for real, but what's your opinion on how close it comes to Boost?
It's a different feel. Like it's comfortable. Don't get me wrong, it's comfortable, but it's almost like Nikes and Adidas, right? It's just different.
Right. Okay, I get it.
It's just different. But because if you've ever had the Boost, you know I'm all about Boost Life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm all about the Boost Life. They that has a different feel than any other cushion you've ever had that's even just as comfortable, more comfortable, whatever. It's just a different feel. And the fresh foam is the same way. It's a different feel when you crush down on this sole.
Well, how do you plan on using those? You plan on running in those or just for style?
Oh, no, I'm not running. No, I got these just to rock.
Right. Okay. Right, yeah, those are hard, son.
Yeah,
those are so dope. You gotta have the right pants rockage for those. You want to swallow those up with some Michael Jordan.
I was about to say you got to put your Michael Jordan wide bottoms in there.
Hey, listen. Hey, you know what's funny? What's funny is that nowadays with the way jeans are built, you be looking like like some Lego man or something with your shoes.
Yes, man.
Because
crazy out there.
Hey, listen, I just gotta go with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, look, I got these jeans. The at the ankles, they're a little tight, and my shoes are gonna be a little big. That's it.
Right.
Will be what it is.
That's the way it goes. Yeah, those are hard, man. Those that's a come up right there. I hadn't even seen those before, and I completely forgot that those were the shoes you were gonna show until like right before we started recording. So
yeah, them joints. I love these, man. I was like, all right, we'll do something with that. So. But yeah, so I've been over here just quarantining. Look, remember I told you I'm getting my canvas game up, so I got these black joints just like the white.
Okay, all right, we can still go.
Nice.
That's classic Donnie.
Got these. Hey, look.
Wait, pull those back up again.
Those Adidas.
Yeah. The stitch. Okay. Okay. They're just stitching for the
stitching. Yeah.
Nice.
But listen, I like to have options, so I also got these in black too.
Same exact sneaker, right?
Yeah. Well.
One with the outlines and one without.
Right. These are the Nizzas. These are the Nizza RFs. And you'll see that they're slightly different. Look at the toe on that one.
Yeah.
And then the toe on this one.
Okay.
They're different toes. And the material is a little bit different. This one's a little bit more lightweight. And this one's a little bit thicker and sturdy. But I was like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. That's a nice little session right there, man. We got some joints in. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna break real quick. Then we're using this program to do this right now. So I'm gonna break and start over because we got about 10 minutes left. And then we'll start a new joint. We're gonna come back and rap about it. Y'all got any topics? Besides what we all know we're gonna talk about.
We're gonna talk about that.
So let me go ahead and break and get things started back up. Listen. This didn't start recording until just now.
Oh,
great. So look, we're gonna give a quick. Yeah, we're gonna literally wheel it back up. It's right. It makes so much sense. So I'm not gonna get back into. We already established that everybody's comfortable with the porn stash, so we don't need to go back there again, right? So we're talking about Joe and I. We had a battle and on IG Live, we battled each other playing music. Boom, boom, boom. And, dope joint versus dope joint. Hip hop, right? Hip hop battle. And Joe, when I just realized I wasn't recording, Joe was explaining what a dub plate is because I pulled out a dub plate in the beginning of our battle. And it was a legendary moment for our crew. So, Joe, if you can briefly kind of go back to what you were just saying to us, or whatever, so we can share that with the people about what a dub plate is and how that works.
So again, the dub plate is when a sound system or a DJ group of individuals, they play the songs and then they'll get the artist to recreate the song and then put their name in the recreation, and they will also just say little one-liners or sentences or throw jabs out. But the best dub plates are dub plates that are aimed at your actual opponent.
Right.
So a lot of times they will create a dub plate that just says the champion sound is here. But if they know they're battling against the Brocky sound, then they'll say the champion sound is here to defeat the Brocky sound.
Brocky sound is dead and all that.
Right. So then that gives in dances what's called a forward, so that everybody makes a lot of noise, and then that gives one person the edge over the other.
So what happened?
Wasn't supposed to happen.
So Donnie, what happened earlier in that day of the battle?
I got a call from you, and you said, "Hey, listen, I got a sound clash coming up against your son, and I need you to come up with a dub plate." Meanwhile, I'm driving, and I'm like, "All right, give me a minute." So I'm thinking about what to do.
He's really playing this down, y'all. His level of excitement was through the roof.
Listen.
Don't play this down plate.
I was super excited because I was like, once again, I get to Son Joe. Listen, I was so excited that I was driving and I was like, yo, after I get to my destination and I get back home, I'm going to go ahead and write something down and I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do. I was driving, found the recorder on my phone, and was doing dub plates in the car driving.
So what you're saying is there's probably like 10 dub plates for real.
Hey, listen, there's a couple. Hey, listen, I actually have the recording still. I think. Yeah. There's a few that play in the sound clash. So anyway, I record a couple of those, and I was like, yo, Eddie, Brocky, these things are gone. They're up there. Go ahead.
I hit him up with like, yo, I think I got this recorder thing working on my phone, so we can. He was like, oh, I already did them. Like, I just sent you 3 joints.
Right.
So one thing we've skipped over is how you made that decision, sir. Because when we talked earlier that day, we made the joke about you getting like my sister somebody's dub plate. We both erupted into laughter and how crazy that would be, and that this was just our battle, and then we hung up.
I was like this. I was like,
what happened?
That would be crazy. That was like,
listen. Hey, look. There's sister, and then there's father.
Man.
Yo, so
the
battle starts and Joe plays. He had an intro, which was just like another artist that we both listened to talking trash. Then he played his first song. Cool. I was like, all right, then it's my turn. Right?
No. Stand by. Because I need people to understand that I was very excited about my intro. I don't want that to fall on deaf ears. I was excited that I had isolated the Big Body Best intro from an Action Bronson album that we always joke about. Like we use the one-liners from that all the time. So I was excited to play that, and I was like, that's gonna set the tone. That's me. I'm gonna set the tone for what's gonna happen.
That's what you were doing?
That's what I was doing. And then now that we have video footage of it, and I'm sure you'll chop it in here.
Let's see if I can splice it in here somewhere.
You gotta get that in there.
You gotta get that in here. What I hope is there is that when I went back and looked at it, I saw the confidence in your face that I didn't see at the time of the battle. that my precisioned intro did not actually have the effect that I thought it was going to have.
Listen, you let all Philadelphian Americans down.
Yeah, after he got done with his intro, I look back too, and I kind of had that look like, that's it.
That's
like,
it. Yeah, that's it.
That's what you. Oh, it's my turn now. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Priceless.
Yeah. So what did Donnie just do? Donnie up to something over there.
I think I might have the recording.
Let's go.
Hold up. Y'all, you keep talking. I'll find it.
So when it came to my turn, I played this. I started it, and hopefully I can splice the video in here, and you'll see Joe's reaction when I started the video.
Friends aren't supposed to do those type of things.
Uh-oh. Let me see if this
The worst part was I was caught in between two things at that present point in time. I used to work for a guy that used to say I was caught between a dog and a fire hydrant. Because what was happening was it was so dope that there was the actual dub plate, but I was also so upset that I didn't think to do it myself.
Hey, what's even worse is one of the dub plates you didn't even know it was me.
I didn't know.
Nope. The second one, he didn't.
You haven't even gotten to that part. Oh God. That was just like the extra jokes.
I see a dead body. You got it, Donnie?
Yeah, here we go.
You want to see a dead body?
I didn't know that was you until afterwards that you said it.
The General, Brocky, whiskey and kicks. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Joe's dead.
If this wasn't a family forecast, a telecast, I would throw my middle finger to the both of you right now. But as I so appropriately put my name down here, F Donnie's dub plate.
Yeah, look, that was a historical moment in our crew. Yeah. It's gonna live on forever. That was a lot of fun. The battle itself, and ironically, after I put that whole intro, Vic automatically took his side because the intro was so good. He was like,
right.
He got to root for Joe.
Yeah.
So the best part, the second best part was you and I were battling, and then Donnie and Vic were battling in the comments.
Right.
That was fantastic.
And Donnie, who did the dub plate for me, ended up voting for you to win, and Vic who was rooting for you, ended up voting for me.
It hurt. It hurt to be honest in that situation.
Donnie wasn't being true to himself. He went against a Scarface song. I played Mr. Scarface, and he went against it. You are a disgrace to El Paso.
And I'd like to take this moment. If anybody wants to do anything against Joe, hit me up. Hit me up. I'm available. I don't even charge.
It's just free, huh?
He charges to do dub plays against anybody else except for Joe.
Right. I'm like, listen, I don't care what it is, pranks, credit card fraud, anything.
Yo, Mickey, make sure you get Donnie's information before we get off of this joint because you might need it later on.
Mick, come on, Mick, hold me down, man. hold me down, OG.
Yo, man, that was a great time. And the battle itself, man, we played a lot of good music that night.
Yeah,
we did.
Vic wanted the winner, but I'm like, after that, I was exhausted. I was like, I don't even know if I feel like doing that right now. I need some time. And then I got challenged today to do something else. So now I got to start preparing for that.
And listen, let me tell you right now, Vic already has his 50 songs lined up for you already.
In his drops.
In his drops.
The other side is Vic was an actual DJ.
Right.
With drops and all of that.
He has 2 turntables and mixers in his house.
Yeah.
Who wants to battle with him?
However, I think I may actually propose a battle to him.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. I think he and I could probably get one. I got an idea for one. I'm gonna toss it at him, see what he feels.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yo, we gonna discuss anything else? I'm not sure how much time we got left, but we can bring something else up.
Well, I think that's the battle actually has one of my topics in it. So, since we had already been planning about talking about let's rap about it topics, I wrote some down, but I had one that I from a song. Just so happens the song was in our battle. So The song 4321 with LL, Canibus, Redman, and Method Man. My question for you all is, did Canibus deserve the vitriol that he got from LL in that song? And What do you feel about what LL actually did in the song?
Let me tell you this. It kind of reminds me now, The Last Dance, how MJ made up stuff about people to motivate him.
Yeah.
And actually to perform better, right?
Yeah.
And I almost feel like LL did this to Canibus.
But
He used him.
That's like
actually,
Jordan. That's like Jordan doing that to Scottie Pippen, though. They're on the same song.
Yeah, but still, but Canibus was hot. He was lyrical. He was all those things, and something touched him a little wrong, and he used Canibus to be like, you know what? I'm about to fire this off. And the thing is, he has the last say because it's his record, so he could rewrite his joint as many times as possible.
Or he could have just taken Canibus off, which he didn't. He left him on there and then dissed him on his own song. To me, I feel like L had to know that Canibus wasn't trying to be disrespectful. He's on my song.
And let's really.
That's why I think he made it up.
But what Canibus did in his verse was all he said was, "Let me borrow the mic on your arm."
Right. He's giving love.
You can't even, in no way, shape, or form, can you find the negative aspect of that statement or that bar. And LL, I agree completely with what you said, Diamond. LL just decided, you know what? This kid thinks he's nice. And he's not nicer than me.
So look, boom. You might have hit something there. Maybe it was actually a little bit of insecurity on behalf of LL, saying that because Canibus was the nicest, he was like the dopest thing we had ever heard at that time, right? And his verse was ill. So L had to do something. Like maybe the only way he can beat that verse is to actually diss him on a song, on the same song, which had never been done before.
Hey, listen, we're still talking about that song today because of that.
Right.
And you know, the reality to the song and the era of music at that time was these four individuals were supposed to just get on the song. It was not so much boom bap, but it was a raw, heavy song that they were supposed to get on and just spit. It had no direction. Right. You do whatever you want on your 8 or 16 bars. Everybody did that. Meth did his thing. Redman did his thing. Canibus wrote a dope verse. And LL was just like, nah. Nah. So I would always wonder if LL's first verse was nice and he rewrote his. Who knows?
Well, I heard he did rewrite his verse though.
Yeah.
Possibly. I don't remember. So that'd be funny if it was, yeah. But it makes sense.
I think he sent word for Canibus to redo his verse, but Canibus never got it. He never got that word, and so he just went ahead and redid his own and dissed Canibus on the song. Yeah. Now, a few weeks ago or so, I was, I'm Mr. YouTube, like that's my entertainment and stuff, and I listened to a recorded phone call. It's on the internet between LL and Canibus talking about that verse and that song.
You've got to splice that in here when you redo
it. Was that?
I don't know if I can or not.
Way after? Was that way
after it happened? So the whole tone of the conversation, Canibus is like, yo, like there was no disrespect. I look up to you and we need to do something. I need LL's like, you can hear his cockiness. He's like, what do you need? What do you need me to do? And he was like, yo, let's just appear somewhere together and you know what I'm saying, and show love or whatever. Because Canibus knew that LL dissing him on that song could be the end of his career.
And it was.
Almost.
No.
It was
the start of the other side.
Yes. In my opinion, he just couldn't make good records that everybody wanted to hear.
Yeah, there's that.
That was what he
did. But what he did was make second round knockout, which destroyed LL.
Killed LL.
From battle perspective, he bodied LL, but LL still won the war.
Yeah, because Canibus, career-wise, couldn't not so much recover, but it was the downhill slide after that. And then
It was
then
bad
he joined.
records.
But then
He made bad records.
he made bad records because he made a bad decision on who to align with. He then signed with Wyclef.
He was
And at
already
that
down with
point-
Wyclef. He was already down with Wyclef.
He was, but in terms of putting out a project,
Right.
after you just came out of this war with LL,
Right.
second round knockout was nuts. And now you're over here doing Gone Till November. It didn't
Gone
trans-
to November's a very good song.
It is, but not after second round knockout.
It's a great song.
It's a fantastic song.
I don't think that there's anybody outside of Raucous Records who could have put Canibus out, a good Canibus product out. He needed that kind of background of support to push him out to the masses the way he should have been pushed out. You can't push Canibus as a mainstream.
Nah.
And today's version of hip hop would have been perfect for that version of Canibus. That era of hip hop did not, if you didn't kill mixtapes, and at that point mixtapes were almost on their way coming down also, which would have kept his career alive, and his style of rap didn't translate to what was coming out on radio and what you needed to be a successful hip hop artist.
Think about the other people on that song. I mean, not Redman, but Method Man,
Yeah.
who was one of the biggest acts around at that time, couldn't put together a good album to save his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Method Man was never known for albums. He was always known for verses, features, and singles. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it was hard for him to survive around that time. You couldn't do them both.
Yeah.
Redman put out good projects. He always did. You know what I'm saying? But you still had to be a Redman fan to really be into his projects like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They still wasn't like pop or crossing over or nothing like that. Crossing over was a thing back then.
Right.
And he played to a niche art. He played to a niche group of individuals who rocked with him, who were East Coast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Built his career, and then his affiliation with meth later on is what extended, portions of his career. But early on, Redman would have been, wasn't an underground artist by far, but he was Redman. Like that was just that.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I tell you right now, What the Album was everywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
but we're talking later on when he figured it out, because his first album was like,
that's fire.
Yeah, it was fire. Well, what was that? What the album? What was that? Was that his first album?
That was his first joint.
That was like 90.
The one with him being red on the front and Time for Some Action and all of that.
Yeah, yep.
That was the album.
Donnie, let me tell you. You might feel like it was everywhere because you were wherever you were and you were into it.
Texas.
But I didn't just have a conversation. Some months ago, I had a conversation with somebody about the most impactful albums, the dopest albums, and they talked about all these different artists, Fugees and this, that, and the third. And I was like, nobody's gonna talk about Nas Illmatic. And somebody was like, Nas Illmatic wasn't popping in Midwest. Like nobody would even listen to that.
Nas Illmatic was not popping in Texas either. Like I learned more about Nas when I came up here.
Yeah.
Right. From me. But anyway, go ahead, Joe.
So no, that's a great segue. That's a great segue because in our first two versions of Let's Rap About It, we didn't really have a good Southern representation on there in terms of Southern hip hop, and so I will create a new question now to kind of transition. Illmatic came out in, what was that, 94. In 94 through 95, Illmatic was everything.
Right.
Everything. Like literally, we knew every single word of every single song. You could walk to the playground, everybody was playing it. Every young kid, every older dude, everybody knew it because it felt like we could see ourselves in some part of any of those songs. And so what was the album like that in Texas in 94, 95? What was that album there?
Joe, first of all, the album didn't exist.
Word.
Hey, look, it wasn't until when I got up here in 96. I think I got up here in 96.
No, you was here. You was here before Joe.
Yeah, I got here in 96.
Yeah. All right, so 95.
No, I got here in 95. Yeah.
So it was 95, right? So I got up here in 95. It probably wasn't until about 96, like 95, when people was talking about Nas, I was like, you know, people was like, Illmatic. Yeah. I was like, I don't get it.
Right.
I didn't probably appreciate Illmatic until about 96, 97.
That makes a lot of sense of why I didn't really rock with you for a while. Go ahead.
Probably. hey, because Scarface was everything.
Right.
But look, so then I would say it wasn't probably until 98, 99 maybe where I was like, this Nas guy is crazy. Because I was a big Jay-Z guy because, you know, Jay-Z had the club records, had all these different records and everything, right? And I really rocked with Jay-Z. And then I started listening to more of the Nas stuff. And I was like, this guy is a poet. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. So I had to go back. I had to go back after the fact and then start listening to his music again and to appreciate it.
I'm reversed. I had to go back and listen to Reasonable Doubt.
Yep.
Because, and this is a whole other conversation that I'm sure we don't have time with. I'm sure I'm going to get a prompt in a few minutes saying that we got 10 minutes left. But Reasonable Doubt, I didn't relate to it. I related to Illmatic because Illmatic was me standing on, you know, outside of the pizza spot, eating a slice of pizza in Timberlands, and you know what I'm saying?
Selling drugs, yeah.
In the wintertime. Reasonable Doubt, he was talking about yachts and
right, yeah.
Like, what is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like stuff I couldn't relate to or whatever from a mental standpoint. So I got back on Reasonable Doubt later on and whatnot, you know, and I think it's a very good album and whatnot, but Illmatic was like Joe said, everything for me. It was everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say my reverse to Donnie's is when we first met Donnie back then. Well, I did in 96. You were the first person to put me on to UGK. And you kept talking about that pocket full of stones.
I got a pocket full of stones.
And I was like,
pocket full of stones, yo.
And I was like, this is trash. This is terrible music. This is exactly why Southern rappers are trash. And then, the same way you were with Nas, it wasn't until like
last
2000.
He said last week.
Right? It wasn't until Jay did the song with Bun B that I realized who Bun B was and then went back to listen to that stuff.
Pimp C was on there too.
Yeah.
Pimp C too.
Right, but it was under that guise that I realized, oh, these are the two dudes that Donnie had been talking about with the pocket full of stones stuff. Like 5 years ago. All right, well, let me listen to him now.
I'm 100% with you there. Like I wasn't listening to that shit, but when I was in Texas for 7 months, and once I got out of basic training and all that kind of stuff, and got to tech school, I was like listening to Big Mike. I'm listening.
Oh yeah.
And I'm listening to, and to be honest, that album that you was asking Donnie about, the Southern album that was like everything for them. For me, when I was down there, it was Outkast's first album. Like we killed Outkast's first album. That was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You got 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes.
That's a classic album. That joint is I still play that joint to this day.
Yeah.
And I was in Korea all of 95, and my roommate, Dice, was from Atlanta. And we would have these all-out arguments, and we would literally play the Outkast album, that Southern Playalistic, whatever, the whole thing.
Southern Playalistic Cadillac music.
That's why you don't try to do it, because you're going to get it. But he would play that. I would play Nas, and we would literally argue the albums bar for bar, because he was like, this is everything. This is exactly what it feels like to be from Atlanta, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, well, this Illmatic is what it feels like to be a Northerner. Yeah,
Right.
and we would just argue about it.
And that's what makes music so dope in hip hop specifically, is that, mostly hip hop, it's subjective first of all, and it's gonna be about what your personal experiences were. You know what I mean? Like,
it's regional, and I like it that way.
Yeah, like you feel certain stuff more than others, pause, because of where it's coming from, the source of that. And just to note, Nas was 17 when he wrote Illmatic.
He was better than all those guys. But
Better than everybody.
but I will say it also bled into later on in hip hop when the South started to quote unquote rise up, right? And then you went to New York or you went to Philly or you go to these places, and now the sound from that area no longer exists. And so you don't have
underground now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you go to Atlanta back when we were going in the early 2000s, and that snap music was like everything.
Oh my
God. Because that was there, it was that sound. And that's why I was asking about what the sound was or what the music was in Texas at that point. You know what I mean? Because there had to have been something that Texas people identified with.
Well, I'll tell you,
El Paso, so
listen, the biggest thing in Texas, there's two things. There's Chopped and Screwed, and their Scarf for the Ghetto Boys.
Right.
That to me that was Texas for me back then. It was Chopped and Screwed and the Ghetto Boys.
Yeah. And Chopped and Screwed, you got to be in a certain mindset to really even get it like that.
Yeah. Some songs they did was kind of dope because everyone's Chopped and Screwed was a little different, right? It wasn't always the same. So some songs was kind of dope. Some of them joints, I was like, "Yo, are y'all freezing this way too long?"
Right, right.
This is chopped and slurred.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's dope, man. It's dope to get those different perspectives when it comes to this thing and what was impacting who and so on and so forth and whatnot. Because we just dismiss. I mean, naturally, since hip hop comes from the East, we dismiss anybody else who was trying to do it initially. We're like, get out of here with that nonsense.
But you know what, though? To be honest, though, there was some legitimacy to that too, because if you look at the rhyme schemes of the East, and then you look at the rhyme schemes of the West and the South, it was like so simplistic. It was an end rhyme that everybody else had, where the East was doing some complex stuff. And so they were kind of behind with that. So when you looked at it, you was like, this stuff is like nursery rhymes, what y'all doing.
Right.
I'll also say Donnie was the first person to put me on the 8-Ball and MJG. Because I didn't really know what it is. And then, we have our crew joke about Memphis getting money. But that was because I had gone to Miami one time, and it just seemed like everybody from Memphis was there. And all you heard was 8-Ball and MJG. And I'm like, that's that stuff Donnie used to listen to.
Yeah.
But then you see the reaction that they have to it. And you tend to start to respect it more from the people who are, in it and love it, as opposed to just hearing it from, some guy wearing a South Pole jacket.
And you go back and listen to that. You stupid. You go back and listen to that music, and you realize that some of them dudes are spitting.
Yeah. But I just didn't open my ears to it back then, because it was, like we were talking about, the rhyme pattern and the real heavy Southern drawl. Like they weren't trying to be Northerners. They were being what they were and talking their slang. And the ignorance and the arrogance of Northerners, East Coasters, when it comes to hip hop, is that we don't owe it to anybody to listen to their stuff.
Yeah. Right.
And how it means to them.
You know what, to that point, like if you watch that versus with Juvenile, right? You may not like Juvenile, right? But if you listen to those records that he was playing, and if you read the comments, like you might say Juvenile got killed, or I don't like any of that stuff. But watch them comments though. The people from that area,
rock with it.
They were like, yo, Juvenile's on fire. Juvenile, like that's my song. That right there is my anthem. They was like going in.
Yeah. And we're gonna wrap this up. But what you said, Donnie, one thing about Southern artists is that most of the time they were gigantic in their area already before everyone else heard it. And we won't get into it, but Joe, I remember in Atlanta when we went to that party, E took us to that party and they were playing In My White Tee and we were like, what is this nonsense?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how it goes. But let's wrap this thing up, man, because we're running out of time now. I'm glad we got a chance to do this. You know what I'm saying? Good.
Yeah, no doubt. This was fun. Good seeing you. Good seeing my son. You know, we can do this we can do this anytime. Hit me up if you need some dub plates.
No doubt.
Anything against Joe, just holler at me.
Yo, Joe, you guys anything to say to that?
You know, it's 2020. A lot of the young people have not.
Shut it down, Eddie.
They haven't been able to graduate. So I haven't been able to celebrate my son's success this year in a wider fashion, you know. But you know, on behalf of the parents out there, otherwise, keep it up, kid.
Keep it up. There you go. I like to say, Mickey, I appreciate you joining us.
Hey, no problem.
It's an easy
shout out to the OG.
Yep.
Look, I gotta say this, and then we'll wrap it up. That my allergies is playing with me a little bit, so I have a little bit of a runny nose. But a runny nose with a porn stash has a different meaning than a regular runny nose. And I just want to let everybody out there know that I do not do cocaine. I do not snort cocaine. Yo, man. Salute y'all, man. I can't wait to see y'all, man. It's been a long time, you know what I'm saying? Gotta dap it up, give my people's hugs and all that good stuff. I can't wait till we get through this stuff and see what's gonna be happening next.
Yeah, man.
Y'all be good, man.
All right, man.
All right.
Thank you.